Carlos, goodness me, what a game, what a finish. How are you feeling after that one, firstly?
I think I feel very pleased of the players because for me, the fact that in any second they give up allow the team to achieve these very important 3 points.
It's a brilliant trait of a side, is it not, to not know when you're beaten, and that was shown this evening.
I think, first of all, it's important, of course, for me to have the reward of the good performance of the team with the 3 points, and especially more than the tactical performance of the mentality performance of the team, because sometimes the game started to be a little bit cold because the other team they were defending for me really well in a low block, making difficult our attacks. But I think the patience was key. But sometimes when you even concede one goal, the patience is more complicated to have. But I think the team knew how to they interpret really well the last minutes with more crosses, with more balls to the box, and it allowed us to score in these two situations that give us the 3 points.
Emotion is such a huge factor in football. I know that you're aware of that. The emotion in terms of being composed in a very high intensified environment when you were pushing for that winner, it really came across in your performance towards the end.
I think it's very important to have this mentality, to be always aware about the needs of the game, to always be protecting in defense and after a spirit to attack. And I like today a lot because I was watching again one more time the spirit of the team, that they are not going to give up, that they are going to give everything that they have inside themselves in the pitch. And I am very pleased when I see the players competing how they were competing today.
Did it require patience from your side in this game?
Yes, because when one team is really well organized, you start to precipitate attacks, you start to precipitate the counter-attacks of the opponent. So for me, one of the key points today was don't allow them to have the counter-attacks. We couldn't stop in the action of the goal, the attack, because it was more from the set pieces defending. So it was important to move them far off our goal. I think today the team had a lot of time the ball, especially in offensive half. But just in the last maybe 15 minutes of the first half, we started to allow them to have some counter-attacks. That was the key to don't receive today. The key was to stress the opponent, to create more chances, to even if we don't create a chance, to keep stressing and switching the play, to give the feeling to them that they cannot stop their attacks and never allow them to have counter-attacks. In some moments we could, in some moments no. In the last minutes of the game when they were very, very deep, trying to have with two strikers in the box to cross more times and to arrive with more players to finish the crosses.
What was your message to them at half-time?
Just exactly every single word that I told you. Be a little bit patient, take a better position for me in the pitch, and trying to face better them in the middle, to attack better the sides. When we were attacking the sides, not only one player, to have the movement in behind of the playmakers, and after we were crossing from the sides, arrive the opposite side to the cross to finish the cross, and the opposite fullback to control the counter-attack, because try to close inside, because it was one of the key points that we had to control today.
A word on John Russell, if I may. The coolest man on the field in that moment when he took the ball, and many young players would maybe lash, be quick in their decision making, but he was composed enough to take the touch and find the decisive finish.
I think he was solving the situation in the box in the same way that he solved the situation when he received the ball from the central backs. We know that he's a special player because he has one level of calm that is very important to play in football.
What's been the biggest part, would you say, of his development this season?
Of who?
John Russell.
I think the first of all, he was one player that we didn't have the expectation to give the step to the first team this year. We have the expectation to work along with him and to develop him, because we know that he's a player with some physical skills that are difficult to find, and especially one player that with this physical presence that he has one level of technique that is very important. And all we are saying that have players in the middle of the pitch with skill to have the ball and to control and dominate the games always can help the team to attack more and to be patient and to don't lose balls that allow the other teams to have counter-attacks. After, he's one player that the more special thing is that he can play as a number 6, but at the same time he can play as a number 8.
More generally, Carlos, I'm sure you're aware the excitement now is building amongst the fans with results like this, the result on Saturday. Is the challenge for you having to manage that excitement within the team?
No, the only thing, I don't have to manage things that I cannot control. I understand the environment. Of course, we are very pleased because we made the fans come here today and enjoy. And the number of fans that we have, the crowd today was amazing, was unbelievable. They were supporting the team not only when we scoring the goal, before to score the goal they help us, but for me, in the dressing room, our target is to be the more competitive team that we can be game by game. So the table for me is not the important thing. The most important thing is to see the team competing the way that we have to compete, in the way that during some moments we were competing today, and our full attention and focus is just to perform well, because we try to deserve the points that we achieve with our performances.
Is it possible to remain focused within your changing room mentality and morale and not let that exterior expectation seep in?
I don't trust in the expectation. I think the expectation only can create frustrations. So the only thing that I believe is in the present, and the present is to play game by game. I don't believe in the future, because the life have teach me many times that the future doesn't exist. The only thing that you can do is to build the future with a game by game, with a lot of mentality, and show the best that you can show every time that you are in the football pitch.
Just a final word on the fans. It was a packed out crowd at the John Smiths. How big a factor will they play now between now and the end of the season?
It's too high, because feel the support of the crowds, especially in this type of windy or raining days. So feel that the fans are in your back. Don't allow you to give up. Just allow you to keep going and try to be looking for the result.
Congratulations, Carlos. Thank you
so much.